Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. It is currently 4:43 p.m. Eastern Time, February 11th, 2025. We are currently tracking Winter Storm Harlow as it makes its way through our viewing area, and I'm joined once again by Dark Shark, and I'll just let him take it away from here. Go ahead, Dark Shark.
Yeah, so right now, moderate to heavy snow is overtaking the Beltway, and it's pushing north. Spots near Fredericksburg already have from the latest report has 4 inches, and you're just gonna have these the from the Genesis band is gonna develop, and it's gonna we're about to approach the heaviest rates from 5 to 9 p.m. Is it'll be finished by 9 to 12 p.m. It'll start tapering off, and it'll be out of the area by the early morning.
All right. So let me just okay, yeah, I was just fixing something because for some reason something happened. Okay, but anyways, we do have as you can see on your screen, a large amount of snowfall reports stretching from eastern West Virginia all the way towards Maryland. Some of these totals are definitely inflated, but they're getting into the ones I think are inflated are the ones that say 6 to 7 inches here, near in Western Virginia.
Uh, I think that's not. I think it's most likely like the mountains. So,
Yeah, because
uh,
yes,
I'm
because
not sure.
because a large amount of these are starting to say like 11 inches, 12 inches.
I
Um,
mean, it's. I'm seeing enough reports that I don't believe that it's like all of them are inflated. Uh, yeah, right. So far, we have near a half inch in Gaithersburg,
let me
but
fix.
the
Yeah, hold
band
on.
just started moving in, so that's gonna change pretty fast.
Yeah, and yeah, and by if you want to keep talking, I gotta fix the radar here. There you go.
Yeah. So right now, temperatures are should be below or at freezing for the entire county. Sleet line is mixing. Sleet line is creeping up near Spotsylvania County and Fredericksburg, but I think it's still barely all snow there. I don't think the sleet line makes it north of like say Dale City and like southern like Waldorf. I think anyone that's north of Waldorf is like gonna see all snow, including DC. But even if you do switch over to sleet, you're far south enough that you're gonna get so much moisture anyways. Right before it switches to sleet, you're gonna get extremely heavy rates. Uh Tyler, if you can pull the forecast discussion up. Uh the
Yes, let me.
Storm Prediction Center has highlighted us for 1 to 2 inch per hour rates during this time period.
Yeah, right now
And
it's not loading for some reason, so just keep going.
And also, the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for a rapidly deteriorating evening commute in the areas of south of 70. If you can zoom out a little bit, Tyler.
Oh, yeah, then let me go back. There you go. Yeah, just zoomed out.
Uh, yeah, if you could, if you could see the areas near next to the Mason Dixon line, north of 70, you can see that there's it's a cutoff there. That's also trying to move south a bit. So that area will still get snow. They're much colder, obviously, so they'll get higher ratios, but they'll have much less precipitation. So they only have advisories up to for 2 to 4 inches. I can say maybe up to 5 inches, but I don't know. It's be hard there. But elsewhere, the forecast looks pretty much on track. I don't see any signs that indicate an underperformance and overperformance. Heavy states are moving in the region right now, and will continue to do so.
Yeah,
Uh, Tyler, can you show correlation coefficient?
yes. There you go.
And then yeah, okay. Uh yeah, if you look near Fredericksburg, right? That sleet line it is harder to see, but the sleet line is right on Fredericksburg's doorstep. Maybe they're getting a sleet snow mix right now, but yeah, I would need ground reports for under that. But it's still the latest report says snow, but I'm trying to think that's changed to sleet. That'll push a bit further north, but otherwise it's losing momentum fast. That's because of the warm air advection they're getting from the Gulf, which is also giving our the moisture is throwing it into the DC area into the cold sector, and that's why you're gonna get more widespread totals. There's a radar hole near Front Royal area, but on the TDC along extended mode, you can see that there's a nice frontogenesis band developing that's trying to head northeast. I think like from BWI to down to DC down to Andrews Air Base, and of course the Waldorf and like just as in that they're really in for it. I think once you get north of Baltimore, it's going to be a sharp, really sharp cut out of the dry air. But otherwise, it looks good. The band is continuing to move north, and now we're seeing 30 to 40 GBC pushing into Fairfax because that it's starting to load a bit on the despite the better hole.
Yeah, and I also just want to point out, we do have the same cameras as last time. We have one out of Silver Spring and Germantown.
Yeah.
And yeah, as the event progresses, I will be pulling up more cameras from across our viewing area. I just want to check in if we have any reports yet from any of our ground reporters or just from elsewhere. Darkster, do you have any?
It's puking snow right now. If I look out my window, it's the roads are starting to become white. I mean, I think they were salted. Some of them were salted here, but yeah. So just as the sun goes down, we should start to see roads and sidewalks getting really covered, and travel's gonna be really hazardous. Uh, as for the temperature, I think it's 28 degrees here. So it's more than cold enough to support it. It's mostly saturated as well. Yeah, 28.6 right now. So that is we're getting heavy snow at an optimal temperature. So it should be really good. Yeah. And
Yeah,
uh
and yeah, and also just want to say this to our moderators that we have today. For if any viewers ask any questions, can you send them in the group chat so that way we can answer them too.
yeah. All right. I'll take some questions. Yeah. Uh, I think we close school tomorrow. It is warning level snow. It's not gonna be super warm tomorrow. There's rain coming in. So windshield mix has mostly rain coming in Wednesday night. So I don't think we ending Thursday. At the absolute best, maybe a delay. I mean, obviously we'll see how road conditions end up. But yeah, we'll be getting that for sure. I'd be very. They should announce by 7. Counties to our southwest have already announced their closure. I'd be very surprised if they didn't close. They might try to open, but I don't think it'll be enough since the county is so big and there's just a lot of it is warning level snow as I mentioned earlier. The last time we had, I mean, it was more snow, 6 to 9 inches of snow. It took them days to clear the sidewalks. That obviously was a lot colder, but I think that's a good sign that we do not have the resources to be able to clear the like 4 to 7 inches of snow that quickly. I think, Stafford, Fredericksburg. I mean, I don't. Maybe Anne Arundel. I'm pretty sure, but they have a virtual day for Anne Arundel. Uh, but yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to pull up some of the National Weather Service maps, starting with event total snowfall. This is valid through 1 o'clock a.m. February 11th, excuse me, all the way through 7 a.m. Wednesday. And you can see a lot of snowfall is expected south of our viewing area. And for our viewing area, 4 to 6 inches expected in Washington, 4 to 6 inches expected in Leesburg, 3 to 4 inches expected in Frederick, and 4 to 6 inches expected in Baltimore.
Yeah, my general thoughts were that uh from I-70 to I-66, that's areas we see 4 to 7 inches. South to I-66, including southern DC, that's probably gonna get. I think that's areas pretty good, looking good for 6 inches, especially with the recent banning developments. 6 to 10 inches. I could see. I did put the possibility of someone getting double-digit snowfall, and I think we will meet that in some places. I think southern Prince George's County, just as a general, that's looking really good to me right now. The sleet line was advancing north quite really quickly when it was in Richmond, but it's still advancing north. Fredericksburg has for sure to sleet, but it's starting to slow down a bit. So I think Charles County, Waldorf, La Plata,
And by the
Andrews
way,
Air Force Base.
yeah,
That
sorry to
area
interrupt
is
real
gonna get
quick. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah
I'm showing the school closures for, I believe this is Wednesday.
yeah
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, school closures, of course, here in Virginia, and we're still waiting for the rest of our viewing area on if they're going to remain open or closed, which Darkstar can further go on about that.
yeah. Just looking at SOC meta analysis. Let me look at yeah, you have a lot of warmer advection, but we're cold enough north of central Virginia that we won't have to worry about mixing. So that's just gonna be driving a lot of precipitation. You have a nice stream from the Gulf. Let me get a picture of that. You have a nice stream from the Gulf, and that's just throwing. I said earlier, just throwing in moisture into the area. The best forcing is south is outside 66 and south, so it's no wonder. I really like what I'm seeing on satellite. I saw it this morning, and I I really like what I'm seeing on satellite. You see, tell I sent it in the group chat if you want to pull that out for me. Uh, but yeah, you can see there is like a connection to the Gulf, and that's just throwing moisture. You'll also have some of the coastal enhancement at the end, but that's just gonna help enhance rates a bit. Uh, the returns are really increasing on reflectivity, and it's just continuing to push north. I think yeah, Fairfax getting some of the yellows now. Montgomery County still getting the dark greens. I think southern Montgomery County, especially near DC, Chevy Chase area, that's definitely. I think that make a really pretty good run to 6 inches. I think most of the county should verify 5 inches, but yeah.
Yeah, one of the questions that we got is where are the reporters reporting from? If
Uh,
you want to answer that.
yeah, we have reporters from Damascus and
Actually, one of our moderators just answered that, so
okay.
all right.
Anyway, let me just look again.
Yeah, so and also another thing that we're going to look at is the more higher ends amounts for snow that's forecasted. This is the high end forecast. In our viewing area, 6 inches of snow in Washington, 6 inches in Leesburg, and 6 inches in Baltimore, 5 inches in Frederick.
Yeah.
And let me zoom in on that so you can see that a bit better. Yeah, and to our south in Fredericksburg, 8 inches. So a lot of the snow here is a lot of the more major snow amounts is to our south based off the forecasts.
Yeah. Tyler, I sent a bit of the images in group chat. I was
Yeah.
gonna explain some of the more meteorological reasoning behind this.
Okay, you want me to show that?
Yeah.
All
So
right, there you go.
start with the jet.
Oh, yeah, I have it pulled up.
Uh, okay, that's fine. That's the frontogenesis, which is basically it's basically measuring upward. It's upward motion that's caused by the thermal gradient, and we're getting a slider that is riding on the gradient between warm air because we do have a southeast ridge, which is warm air, but we also have the cold air mass because I mean obviously it's snowing, right? So and then the boundary between those two is giving frontogenesis. That's also pushing north. That's how you're getting your heavy snowfall rates. So that's gonna keep pushing into it's gonna keep pushing into Waldorf, Fairfax. I think it's gonna push to 70. 70 is gonna be the cut, the line before the cut it becomes really sharp. Obviously there'll be better rates closer to 66, but I think even north cities like Montgomery County, Loudoun County, even Howard County, and of course BWI is gonna get in on that. And then can you show the jet?
Yeah, let me get that pulled up. And then real quick, one of the viewers asked, will the snow also impact Thursday?
We're supposed to get a round two, but this time it's gonna be mostly rain. Maybe some sleet slash ice in like the northern part of the county, but it will switch over to rain. That's gonna wash everything out. At best, I could see a delay, but I think we're most likely a full day as of now. We'll see when we get to tomorrow. Oh yeah, this is why we're getting like a more widespread area of precipitation and like heavy precipitation rates. Uh, you have a jet streak over New England, right? And we're in the right entrance region, which is giving us positive vorticity advection, and that essentially means that you're not only getting higher a more widespread area of precipitation because obviously you have the flow from the Gulf, right? But you're also getting it's also helping to enhance that those precipitation rates by increasing divergence, level divergence, and this is also why the frontogenesis you I just showed you earlier was quite strong, and that's why you're getting those really heavy snowfall rates, 1 to 2 inches per hour. Snow growth is good. I checked soundings the day before. I'm assuming they're quite similar. The growth zone is saturated and temperature all are below freezing. So it will accumulate fast. And as for like roads and stuff, roads if they're not already like white, they will cave to the snow really fast. The sun's going down, so you don't have to worry about sun angle, and it's in the upper 20s in most parts of the region right now. In addition to heavy snowfall rates, which could peak at 2 inches per hour. And this is gonna continue for a few more hours before we start to taper off.
All right, so I want to take this time now to check over some of the cameras. As more snow's starting to fall. So wait, I'm just trying to get this website working because there's this all this here that I don't want. So yeah, then let me get that fixed. Okay, there we go. I got that fixed. Okay. So we're gonna start in Gaithersburg. We're gonna check some of the cameras here. You can see some of the snow accumulating alongside the sides of the road here. There's full traffic. And then we're gonna go over here, down the up the interstate, and that camera's down. So let's go further up the interstate. And yeah, more snow accumulation there. Dark Shark, someone asked, when is the snow expected to end?
It's gonna the heaviest hits are happening right now, 4 to 8, 5 to 9 p.m. But it'll start to taper off at 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Everything should be out by the time you wake up tomorrow. I'd say the end time is around 1 to 4 a.m. But yeah.
Yeah, and another question is a closure expected for is a closure expected for, I'm assuming, Wednesday and Thursday?
Yeah, not Thursday, but Wednesday we should have the day off. I'd be surprised if we didn't. We're not Buffalo. It's gonna take a while for that to clear all the snow. 270. I think 270 will be mostly fine, but yeah. Main concern is 66. Yeah, and as someone said in the chat, we MCPS will have mentioned it by 7 p.m. And I think that implies that they will slash are going to close. I think they know that they won't be able to like clear everything. I think it's a slam dunk for a closure. Oh yeah, Silver Street. You could start. Is this? Oh, is that Silver Street? Yeah, it is. Georgia
Yeah.
Avenue. Yeah, you can see that the snow is already starting to accumulate on the sidewalk, and just it's really coming down. I'd say maybe 1/4 to uh 3/8 of a mile of visibility there. But we'll see. Yeah, yeah, you see the sidewalks are caving, and it's gonna
Yeah.
continue caving.
Yeah, and zooming out, we do have a lot of traffic in Northern Virginia and as well into southern Washington D.C. And in terms of that, the National Weather Service again, as usual, said that travel will be well, basically you should avoid all travel unless it's an absolute emergency from what we're going to be experiencing later on in the day. If Darkshark wants to get into that as well, I'm just going to check for any new information.
Yeah, the someone did ask if the rain was gonna wash away everything, and yeah, it should wash away everything. It's unfortunate, but tomorrow temperatures will stay, I think mid 30s, maybe upper 30s, but that's not gonna do much melting. Then we'll get maybe a bit of ice before washout.
I'm trying to Yeah, and I'm just checking the bridge here. This is wait, no, yeah, this is along the river here, and you can see a massive slowdown up ahead. I'm gonna see
Oh
what.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Regan National Airport slash DCA is starting to report a lot of airport disruptions. I'd assume all of the airports will be have a lot of disruptions by 6 p.m.
yeah,
Yeah, sun's going down. This is like we're starting to move into the best part of the event with more to come. Uh, can you show this? Did I show this image? Actually, I don't know. Maybe I did. Uh, this image, if you could show that.
yeah. I'll go
Uh,
ahead and show that. All right, there you go.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's just that's I don't know if I already showed this before, but it's the Gulf moisture, and there's of course there's a bit of back end. There's a bit of back end in West Virginia that might add a bit more snow. From at least from what I've seen before, comparing at least to one of the mesoscale models, it is looking a bit wetter than expected, but I don't think the main part of it is underway. But the back end should not add maybe like a nice inch or two, according
Yeah,
to 2 inches.
yeah. Someone asked, can we expect refreeze on Wednesday?
Uh,
Wednesday night.
uh, I don't think so. Yeah, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Maybe if you get a bit more ice, maybe if the cat wins out, you get a bit more ice, but you'll still transition to the rain and like you'll be pretty warm. So yeah, everything's gonna be washed out. So yeah. Uh, Wait, let me. Damascus. I think you guys will make it to 3 4 inches. I think this band's pushing north. I think, depending on where in Damascus, but I think southern part of Damascus could. I think you guys are basically locked for 3 inches, but I'd say I'd accept like 4 to 5 inches there because you also have a bit of enhancement from upsloping. But oh yeah, yeah, the thing that Alex is showing, that band is really starting to expand into Montgomery County now.
Yeah,
We are starting to get into the heaviest rates. Yeah, this is gonna be 1 to 2 inches per hour rates, and this is coinciding with the peak timing of the diurnal cycle. So roads and sidewalks are really like they're gonna do bad. They're gonna get bad. Uh, Yeah, I think south of I-70 is basically locked for at least 3 inches,
there we go.
maybe even more. I don't think there's a chance of busting unless it basically ends, but which it's not. The band has already reached 70 basically. Oh, there's actually a bit of a band going through northern Frederick County, Westminster. I mean, they're gonna
Yeah, I
that
see
that
that.
might help them. That might help them reach some higher totals right now. Uh, Obviously it depends on like the timing and stuff. Like in 2019, we did get like 5 inches and like on like I think like a tenth to a quarter inch of ice, but they were able to get away with 2 hour delay because it was 50 the day after. So mostly everything was wet out. And tomorrow, as for tomorrow, our high is expected to be in the to mid to upper 30s, maybe even lower in some parts, but that's not going to be enough to clear the 4 to 6 inches of snow.
All right, and I'm gonna pull up the winter storms severity index. Once I can get that. So yeah, here is the winter storm severity index. Moderate impact expected. This extends from just east of Harrisonburg, Virginia, all the way to Delaware, and this does include Washington D.C. and I think that does include a small bit of southern Baltimore as well. And
Yeah. Can you show normal reflectivity? Like
uh,
no,
y-
not the snow table, just normal reflectivity using
all right,
radarscope, right?
yeah. Then let me just do that. There you go.
Normal reflectivity.
Yeah,
Okay. Can you zoom in a bit on like DC and include Montgomery County and stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Move a bit north. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you got it. Yeah, yeah. That's good. Good. Okay, yeah. So look at the yellow starting to reach fair. Look at that wave starting to come in. I think this color table is a bit like off for a bit for some reason, but it's fine. You can see the dark green starting to really. It's the rays are basically starting to really explode now. This is gonna. If you thought the snow earlier was heavy, this is gonna give it a run for it. You can see 2 inch per hour rates. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised someone managed to get a bit above 2 inches per hour, but yeah, it is very heavy snow. It's moving. It's moving north rapidly. As the front of Genesis it shifts northward, so will disband the snow. 70 will be the cutoff because it's fighting a better driver. I think even there they'll do pretty decent. I just don't think they'll be able to verify warning level. Yeah, there's probably a sharp grading setting up near 70. So I'd say the Damascus is probably like the very Damascus might get lucky, but the grading probably starts in Damascus and then it's gonna start going to 70.
Yeah, and hold up, wait, I'm just trying to. Yeah, yeah, I'm just trying to fix this one thing. But yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah. Uh, for now, I'm gonna go outside for a bit and see how conditions are. So, yeah, I think the Damascus will get hit, but it just won't be as heavy as areas further south. And obviously, in Damascus, you do have elevation helping you, so not only get high ratio snow, you get a bit of upsloping. I think we saw that with January 6th. Most of the bands in the first part of the event were missing Damascus, but they were able to really make it with the back end because the band was able to sit over enough for a bit because they got a bit of enhancement from their elevation. But yeah, I'll. Yeah, tell her you got this for a bit.
All right.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, so yeah, while Darkshark is gone, we're gonna go over some things here. First of all, this is from MoCoClosures. Expected travel impacts Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday morning. And we're just going to read this here. Prepare for travel impacts Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday morning as heavy snow is expected across the region. Snow accumulations, excuse me, sorry, of 3 to 6 inches are expected across the county with locally higher amounts possible. Snow will begin Tuesday afternoon and continue overnight, creating hazardous travel conditions. Untreated roads, bridges, and overpasses will likely become slick and dangerous. Plan for delays, drive with caution, and allow extra time for travel. Remain informed as conditions may deteriorate into the Wednesday morning commute. And this also is in line with the Winter Storm Severity Index, where for moderate impacts they say expect disruptions to daily life, hazardous driving conditions, use extra cautions while driving. Closures and disruptions to infrastructure may occur. And yeah, again, that does include Washington, D.C. and our county. I'm going to cameras for a bit, and I'm gonna drink some water and I'm just gonna go through these cameras here as I do. So we're gonna start from Frederick and make our way to the south towards D.C. Okay, this is out of US 15 at US 40, US 15 north. You can see snow alongside the roadways and on the grass. And then making our way towards Germantown, where we have one of the cameras on the left. I'm going to take that full for a second. You can see more snow on the ground. So yeah, we're starting to see a lot more snow sticking to the ground. And again, reviewing these again, you can see that we still have full traffic along the interstate despite the conditions, and despite the National Weather Service advice to stay off the roadways. And you can see a lot more snow on the ground, which again, that's going to be our common theme throughout all these cameras. Moving down to Gaithersburg. And I want to get a different camera here out of Gaithersburg. Yeah, you can see snow starting to fall on this camera. If it does pick it up, yes, it does pick it up. A lot more snow starting to fall, which Starstruck said that there's going to be a lot more snow falling throughout the next few hours. And then moving our way into the outer DC area. This is on Interstate 270. And then we're going to be moving our way. Let's actually just go to Silver Spring here, because we also have another camera there that won't take full. And yeah, again, normal traffic for now. But you can start to see the snow pile up on the sidewalks. And I'm gonna see if you have any questions in the chat. And again, right now I'm just filling in for Dark Shark until he comes back. I don't see any questions at this time. And we're gonna go back to the snowfall totals. And yeah, here's the forecast through 7 a.m. Wednesday. 4 to 6 inches expected in Washington, 4 to 6 inches expected in Baltimore, and 4 to 6 inches expected in Leesburg. And I do want to show this now real quick before we get back to that. And it is from the Department of Transportation. A winter storm warning is in effect today from 1 p.m. until tomorrow at 7 o'clock a.m. The forecast calls for snow totals of 3 to 6 inches. The Storm Operations Center has been activated as of 10 a.m. and our crews are mobilized. The roads are dry, in good conditions, and above freezing. Primary and secondary county roadways have been pre-treated. Our ride-on bus system is operating at its regular weekday schedule and be monitoring weather conditions throughout the day. And further bus lanes have been treated. The National Weather Service did say later on to avoid traveling. I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to pull that up real quick. Dark Strike, you back yet? You're back yet? Okay, he isn't. Yeah, it won't let me pull this up for some reason, but yeah, it does say travel is strongly discouraged. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food and water in vehicle in case of an emergency. We are at 5 snowflakes as well, for I'm assuming tomorrow. All right, yeah, so rapidly deteriorating conditions for the evening commute. Moderate to heavy snow will overspread the area by 5 p.m. and continue through the evening. Snowfall rates between 1 and 2 inches per hour are expected. The heavy snow will combine with falling temperatures and rapidly stick on all surfaces during the evening commute. If you are traveling, drive slowly and leave plenty of distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Be prepared for snow-covered roads. And yes, that is and yeah, we are on 5 snowflakes for Wednesday. And that means that we are at high confidence of a school closure for Wednesday, which they have not announced for our viewing area if they are closing, but we do strongly believe that they will be closing for Wednesday. Now, zooming out here, southwest of Washington, D.C., we are starting to get inches of at least, I see 2.5 inches, 4 inches, 1.5 inches, south of Washington, D.C. Haven't gotten any snowfall totals yet from our area. And I'm gonna pull up the higher ends forecast for snow, and I'm gonna zoom in here. You can see for the higher end forecast, 6 inches of snow is expected in Washington, 6 inches expected in Leesburg, 6 inches expected in Baltimore. most of the heavier snowfall totals are to our south. 8 inches expected in Fredericksburg on the higher end. And then also for school closures, this is from WWG. Let me just get that pulled up. There you go. Again, we're still waiting for any school closure announcements from our viewing area, but they have already closed here in Northern Virginia. And that's something that we'll keep an eye on as this progresses. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is from Washington, 5:18 p.m. Heaviest of snow now now located between DC and Stafford and southeast into Prince William and Fauquier counties. Is that how you say that? Some reports coming in already of 1 to 3 inches in some spots. Snow/sleet line has pushed northward from southern Maryland into Fredericksburg and now looks like it's holding in place. So yeah, that's from that's from our partner WWG, the same one that we just pulled the map up from for school closures on Wednesday. And Darkshark should be back here soon to give us an update on the weather for like weather forecasts and stuff. But right now I'm just showing you what the National Weather Service is saying, what the cameras are showing. And yeah, right now we're just looking on the northwestern outskirts of the DC area. And these cameras are from the Department of Transportation. And zooming out here real quick, you can see a lot of slowdowns across Northern Virginia and now starting to spread into southwestern Washington, D.C., and now starting to spread across the entirety of D.C. You can see some slowdowns on eastern Washington, D.C., and a little bit on the northeastern side. And there isn't any camera coverage here on this website, but I do know there's another website that does have that I'll pull up soon. But yeah, so just going back to our county and Gaithersburg, you can see snow starting. You can see a lot more snow has fallen on the ground since we last checked. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just click around here into Germantown, just to give you an idea on what's out there on the roadways. And we do have a video from Germantown. Can you send that to me through Twitter so that I can show it on stream? Okay, thank you. So yeah, I'll get that pulled up in a second when they send it through. So yeah, going back to the cameras, we're just showing more of a Germantown, where we do have a video out of that I'm waiting to receive. Alright, they just sent me the video, so let me just go ahead and get that pulled up for you guys. So yeah, this video, it was gonna oh, okay, I got that fixed. Okay. So yeah, this is a video out of Germantown. You can see, again, I feel like I'm just stating the obvious, but you can see a lot of snow that's sticking to the ground now along the sidewalks, the grass, and eventually the roadways. But yeah, that was that was video out of Germantown, and we'll have more of those videos as this goes on. And I'm just waiting for an update here. Let's see if any questions. How much snow are we looking at? I'm gonna assume that's for like measurements. But yeah, right now if we zoom in, this is you can see all the snow reports here. And I'm just waiting for Darkstar to come back. Yeah, and also Liam, yes, it is very likely going to be a closure tomorrow. But yeah, so yeah, but say so for measurements, we can see 4 inches of snow southwest of Washington. Those are the more closer snowfall totals to us, right? Because right now it doesn't show any on our county. 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches. But if we go more to the southwest, that's where more of the heavier snow is in terms of measurements. 7 inches, 8 inches, and in fact, earlier you can see 10, 11, 12 inches, but that's starting to that's very likely inflated. Are we off tomorrow? Officially, there hasn't been an announcement, but we do believe that they are closing tomorrow. And right now, I'm just waiting for Darkshark to return. To answer some of these other questions as well. And now I'm just mainly waiting for an update from the team here. Because right now we kind of covered everything that I can, and we'll recap it here in just a second.
Yeah, so
Okay,
uh
Darkshark's back.
yeah, I just came back. Yeah, it's really nice snow right now. It's even heavier to the south, but yeah, I'd say this is probably like an inch per hour rates. It's continuing to push north. It just continuing to push north. Fairfax is really getting it now, but there's more coming from Montgomery County as well. So yeah, this is just gonna really continue as the Genesis just keeps pushing north. I think there's maybe like an inch underground right now, but I don't know. I haven't measured my snowboard yet.
So some of the questions that I've saved for you since then is why isn't there any snow in our county?
Which county?
Assuming Montgomery.
I mean, there should be snow like in like every county right now, and in Montgomery County. If there's, I don't know what part of Montgomery County doesn't have snow right now. There should at least like moderate snow, even in like the extreme parts, extreme like outliers of the county.
Yeah, and another viewer said, "Why isn't there any in our county again?" But I don't know what they're referring to. Oh, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
that,
those are just
yeah,
spotter
it,
reports, right? Uh,
yeah, reports. Yeah, there was another viewer asking why isn't there any snow in our county for some reason, but yeah, this other viewer said, for no measurements. Go ahead, Dark Shark.
Yeah, there should be some Montgomery County soon. But yeah. Uh 2.5 inches south of DCA. Rates are still gonna get better. Yeah, there's just a fire hose right now. There's a fire hose for just south of DC. I think I could see Manassas pushing 8 inches. I think the air is definitely locked for 6 inches at this point. Just the air is
Yeah.
getting fire hose right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see double digit totals, especially in like Maryland. But yeah, we'll see. It's gonna keep going for a few hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just continuing to push north. Yeah, I select my 4 to 8 inch call for Montgomery County.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna show this map again, just in case you have any new viewers. But again, this is the school closures map for Wednesday, and right now we're waiting on decisions from our entire viewing area, basically. But Northern Virginia has already made the decision to close for Wednesday. We are at 5 snowflakes for Wednesday, so we are expecting a closure.
Yeah, I can get a video of the conditions right now, but it looks really nice right now. All the roads are covered. There's a lot of slush on the roads. Uh, yeah, from Montgomery County, if you're seeing the heavy returns to the south, that's pushing north. I mean, the south will get more obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, so this is from a WWG, our partner, and this is their final call on their forecasted snow totals. And you can see they have DC getting 5 to 8 inches, basically anywhere south of Frederick, 5 to 8 inches, with potential snow totals up to 10 inches here along DC and Northern Virginia.
Yeah, this map is very good. It was made by yeah, it's not very good. It's made by the Washington Renegades, right? I think
Yeah.
personally, I think 5 inch line will be like further north of this. Like I think maybe Damascus will start to be the area that doesn't see warning snowfall. I think most, if not all, of Montgomery County will see warning level snowfall.
Uh, all right, we're just I'm just seeing if we got any new questions coming in. Your dark circle. I'll send you one.
Okay, wait, let's see.
There you go.
Uh, I there's nothing that I know like personally. I just think they do virtual days just because they don't want it to close. I mean, obviously, uh, it's I think they instead of snow, it's just do virtual now because of the option to do it. So that's probably why.
I do want to show this here. I looks like there is maybe an accident of some kind. This is on Interstate 270, and this is near Germantown. And it looks like something. It seems like there's an accident here along the interstate, and that's a live look there as cars are trying to converge into one lane. So yeah, this is why the National Weather Service.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah, this is why
I could
the
see the high and verified for the national resource high and verified for some people.
yeah, so yeah,
I
then
think it's underdone.
yeah, so yeah, the National Weather Service. This is why the National Weather Service has said that travel is highly discouraged because of stuff like this. And that is a crash right there, on Interstate 270 near Germantown. And yeah, if we go ahead and take this, there you go. Yeah, you can see it goes in the dark red there. There's that major crash, right there, where we have that massive slowdown, where all these cars are trying to converge into one lane. So yeah, that is just a prime example of why you need to, or why it's encouraged to not travel.
Oh, yep. Yeah, sun's getting worse, so any surfer that isn't covered already will be covered. So especially with these rays that are pushing in.
So just want to bring that along. Darkshark, I don't know if you were talking about something, so you can keep going.
No, I was not. Yeah, we're just yeah. Yeah, it's very heavy snow in La Plata and Prince George's. There's areas that might make a run for 10 inches, but I don't think anyone in Montgomery County will. I think some Montgomery County will get 6 plus though.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna switch that Germantown camera to where we have that accident real quick. Just to provide a live look there, and just to remind you that it's highly discouraged to be on the roadways. There we go. Dark Shark said that said that he's gonna be right back. Be right back. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. So I think, let me see. Let me see if you have any questions. Okay. Yeah. So some of these are gonna be. I'm gonna tell Dark Shark, because he is our weather analyst. So yeah, let's go ahead and recap everything so far. So let's just take a look at the winter storm severity index, which again they do have that moderate that moderate area from Northern Virginia all the way to Delaware, including Washington D.C. and a bit of southern Baltimore. And they say here to use extra caution while driving. And then going over to what we put out, we basically have said the same thing. Use caution while driving, which again, as we've seen earlier with that car accident on the interstate 270 near Germantown, that's the reason why you have to be very careful. And snowfall totals of 36 inches are expected across the county with locally higher amounts possible. Snow is already in progress and will continue overnight. And we should get an announcement on if our schools are closing by 7 p.m. for Wednesday. And if we do go for that long, then we'll go and communicate that to you on what the decision is. But based off everything that we've seen so far, closure is highly likely. Snowfall totals here. This is the forecasted snowfall totals through 7 a.m. Wednesday. 4 to 6 inches in Washington, 4 to 6 in Leesburg, 4 to 6 in Baltimore, and 3 to 4 in Frederick. And again, most of the heavier snowfall is going to be to our southwest. And going to the higher end forecast, which I do got to find that. There we go. Yeah, this is for the higher end forecast. 6 inches of snow in Washington, 6 inches in Baltimore, 6 inches in Leesburg, and yeah, just 6 inches of snowfall across basically our entire county. And further south, you can see 8 inches of snow in Fredericksburg. Go and let me get this pulled up again. I'm gonna see what's happening with that developing situation of that car accident that's causing a massive slowdown on Interstate 270. Yeah, and the Department of Transportation has has marked the accident here, incident right here, and go into this camera, you can see some people out there, fire trucks pulled up, and yeah, right now it's one lane only. So yeah, all these cars are having to converge onto this one lane before they can continue. There seems to be 3 vehicles involved in the accident. And we'll keep you updated on that, as that's going to heavily impact travel conditions across Germantown and Interstate 270. Just waiting for Dark Shark to come back. And in the meantime, I'll see if I can take some questions here or get an update from the team. Darshark's currently away right now. I'm taking over for him until he comes back. And yeah, right now I'm mainly the person that's just that's just showing you the camera, showing you the forecast, and Dark Shark is our weather analyst, and also taking questions whenever I can. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we got any other incidents going on, which it doesn't appear to be, at least in Maryland's. But you can start to see a lot more snow sticking to the ground and on the side of the road. It's starting to get to that time, and already during that time where travel is discouraged. Some breaking news from non-meteor Mike. Fairfax County Public Schools are closed for Wednesday. That just came through a few minutes ago.
Yeah. I'd expect Montgomery County to follow.
Yes, yeah,
Uh,
Fairfax just closed.
yeah. This is annoying because of the radar hole. There's still more backfilling to the west, but the second front Genesis band is starting to develop near Culpeper and it's pushing northeast. And this thing will continue to push. It'll continue to push northeast. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Now we got more first responders responding to this accident. You can see another fire truck hold up as well. Yeah, and yeah, one of the fire trucks on the other lane seems to be blocking one of the lanes, so but it's not as severe as the lane where we have that accident.
yeah. Right now, I have small flakes. I have small flakes in general, but it's still able to accumulate very well because there's a good amount of lift, and of course, it is cold enough and the layer is saturated. I think yeah, for Montgomery County, I see the peak rates are about to move through. I'd say 6 to 8, 6 to 7, 7 to 8 p.m. That's when you're gonna start to get some of your peak rates in Montgomery County, and that's also when the snow growth should be better up there. So you'll see even heavier snow. But yeah.
Yeah,
Uh yeah.
and just to say this because some people are asking. I'm Tyler and this is Dark Shark. Just to answer that because I see a lot of questions
Yeah.
of asking like who I am.
I could see the high end forecast from national registers verifying. I think I could see 6 inches up to Damascus. I could even see 8 inches for Fairfax, Manassas. I could potentially double digit numbers in Southern Maryland. So yeah. Southern Maryland, I just got a report of 2 inch per hour rates. That's really near the airport. But yeah, it's very heavy snow down there. 2 inches per hour rates. I think they can easily push double digit. But yeah. Uh
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just mainly been going back and forth between radar now and this again this developing situation because this does impact this is a major impact to travel along with the snow that's going on because this is
yeah.
right on the Interstate 270.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just constant 25 to 30 dBc snow for Montgomery County and further south it's like 30 dBc. Very heavy snow should be going on there right now. Uh, there's a radar hole in Luray, but you can sort of see like another band coming through. That's probably gonna hit Loudoun County and maybe some parts of Montgomery County as well. I wouldn't be surprised if someone in Montgomery County got 7 inches. The
Yeah,
high end could easily verify. I think although I think at this point it's safe enough to say at least for South to 70 that we'll at least do as expected, and there's a chance of reaching the high end. I don't think we're gonna reach the low end at this point. Yeah, Waldorf is just getting smacked right now. That's probably where you can see the bullseye setup.
Yeah. So, Darsha, can you check the team chat?
Yeah. Uh, I'm just watching the thing. I think with Fairfax closing, I'd be very surprised if MCPA should close.
Yes,
They I
this
they
map
can't get
hasn't
away with it.
updated. Yeah, this map hasn't updated yet, but yeah, Fairfax closed just a few minutes ago. About 10 minutes ago, they announced that they were closing for Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is not related to the storm, but this climate prediction center has put us in a slight risk of heavy snow from February 19th to February 20th. So, besides the storm, I think there will be nothing's a guarantee in weather, obviously, but there's a lot of subseasonal factors that point towards the continuation of winter weather chances in the Mid Atlantic and the Northeast, including a particular time frame around the President's Day weekend plus 20th. That's way far out. There's no details. We just know the pattern would be conducive for a snow or just a wintry weather event happening. So I don't think this is going to be the last time we need a snow day, but we'll see. We should have chances well into the end of February and even through March. So yeah.
Yeah, and you can see now that a lot of yeah, again, there's a lot of traffic all the way back. It looks like a lot of them are trying to pull off
Oh,
at
oh, Prince William County just closed.
oh,
Just
print.
in. It's just in. Prince
Oh,
William County's public schools just closed.
all right, got it. You can
Nice.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah, there's this is a credit to Logan Giles, but if you can show that on screen, he's saying look at the absurd amount of moisture that's being just pushed into the DMV, and I think that's why I think people will for the high end Southern Maryland. We already saw 2 inch per hour rates. I think I wouldn't be surprised someone got a foot, honestly. And even here up in Mocha, I think we'll get decent amounts of snow. But yeah. Okay. So just to put into perspective how bad the last Februarys have been, at Reagan National Airport, the last 3 Februarys combined totaled 0.6 inches. So we should be beating that really easily. Just getting 4 inches would beat would have the snowest February since 2015. And to get above average snowfall for the entire season, we only need 5.4 inches, which would be the first time since 2019. Again, credit to Logan Giles. But just to put in perspective how bad February has been lately, it's nice to see that we're finally getting a decent winter storm. And
yeah.
we'll have more threats now. Yeah, that been just really nice. I wish I could send like a loop, but mixing line is also like it's staying south. I think this is gonna end up as a Southern Maryland Waldorf bullseye. They're just getting absolutely dumped on. It's just not stopping. It's a fire hose.
Someone asked, do you guys do a live every snowstorm? We only cover like more like
Yeah,
moderate,
significant diminishment.
yeah, moderate to like major snowstorms. Not every single one, but we do cover like moderate to major ones.
Yeah, I think this one we wanted to cover it because they had. I think generally if there's a chance for 8 inch plus, that's like reasonable. Then we'll scream, and I felt that there was, and it appears that someone will get double digit snowfall. So I'm happy about that call. I think my forecast will do well. Might be a bit too low for some parts in the fringes, but yeah.
Yeah, and again, yeah, and I mean, I'm just gonna say this for any new viewers, but we are expecting that we're gonna be closed tomorrow, for our county. We're currently at 5 snowflakes for Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the max. It's the max scale.
Yes.
I don't. I'd be extremely surprised if we don't close tomorrow. It's not gonna get that warm, and crews need time to plow the snow, especially with how heavy it's coming down. It just sunset just happened, so yeah. Yeah, look at the silver screen cam. It is absolutely puking there. Say maybe a quarter mile of visibility, and even in Germantown, it's pretty bad. And as I said earlier, Montgomery County is going to keep getting so. This is the one of the rare times where southern MoCo will get hit harder than northern MoCo because they're closer to the heavier banding. Usually, we have marginal storms where either the best banding sets up north of here or temperature of marginal. So like you see Damascus, Clarksburg, Germantown is better than Silver Spring, but it is rare time that Silver Spring will outperform Damascus. So that also bodes decently for impacts.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I do see some plows on the other lane, where that accident happened. Yeah, actually an army of plows, but if we look here, you can see there is a lot of traffic, and then let me go and just put this to the full screen. You can see a lot of traffic along Interstate 270 where that accident happened. So again, travel is highly discouraged, and you should only travel if it's absolutely necessary, because
Yep.
conditions are going to get worse, and we're already seeing an accident.
Yeah, especially now that we're at sundown. No, that's crazy heavy snow. That's yeah. Waldorf has a chance to close for like 2 days, or at least delay. I mean, I know it's gonna get washed out, but like that's still 10 inches of snow that's falling there. It'll be a tough run. We'll see, but yeah, this banding will push north, but we're not going to we're not gonna see as heavy as the people in Southern Maryland will.
And also, uh, just some news for the accident on 270 New Germantown. They've actually gone ahead and closed down 3 lanes here, east of Germantown on the northbound lane. They have gone ahead and closed 3 lanes, so now it's a single lane for this stretch of 270 east of Germantown due to that accident that we've been monitoring since it happened.
Yeah. I think yeah. I got a report from near Chevy Chase, 2.3 inches of snow. That is probably gonna get 6 to 8. These rates are very serious. There's like 1 to 2 inch per hour rates. I could see someone even clocking at 3 inch per hour rates. The snow growth will only improve from here on out. Oh, that's very nice. So, and this is not stopping anytime soon. Yeah, there's definitely a very noticeable cutoff in 70. That's definitely the cutoff. And as well as Howard County.
And yeah, right now we're also waiting on the call for Montgomery County, if the schools are going to be closed.
They
We had
should.
Yeah, we highly believe that they are going to be closed, but they haven't officially announced it yet. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to clear out the accident here, so hopefully we can get this all of these lanes open back up so these people can get home safely.
Yeah.
Because that is a major place to have an accident.
Whoa. It's already 10-inch reports in Augusta County. Yeah, they probably push a foot. Yes, I'm noticing the snow's starting to get even better here. This is probably I'm waiting for the mesonosis to come out, but there's a bit of frontogenesis over southern Maryland right now, so enhancing rates. And that band is just north of the frontogenesis, 850 frontogenesis. And we're gonna continue to see warm air advection. That's just our moisture. Uh, yeah, okay. So I got a report near the Andrews Air Force Base of 2 inches in an hour.
2 inches an
Uh,
hour.
yeah, and it's snowing really hard here. I honestly think that area is probably the bullseye. I honestly think I think that's probably the bullseye.
And
I think
where you said that
10
was
10
at?
inches. Near Andrews Air Force Base. I think it's in Calvert County, just like a bit like southeast of it in Calvert County.
All right.
Owings, Maryland, I think. Let me see. Let me check the report. Uh, yeah, Owings, Maryland. Owings, Maryland, near Dunkirk. Yeah, that area just had a 40 DBC band go by them, so it's no surprise. Uh, multiple vehicle. I got to report multiple vehicle. It's not in Montgomery County. Multiple vehicles are stuck in between Vantage Drive and Sade King Highway. Near in Fairfax County. And they're working to get the vehicles stuck.
Yeah,
And
can you send DMs where that is so I can see if I can get a camera there?
oh yeah, it's in Virginia, but you can.
Yeah. I have the cameras for Virginia.
Although I wanna take a quick look at the back end.
All right.
Ooh, oh, that's actually really nice. Yeah, there's actually a decent bit of a back end in West Virginia and Kentucky that would help us get some more snow. Hold on, let me pull that.
All right. And in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can.
Oh yeah, we have more motion from the Gulf, but our back end looks pretty decent too. That could as well as these rates go up. But yeah, the back end looks quite nice. That could probably help us going to 2 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were actually ahead of schedule a bit with the snow starting at 12 to 1 p.m. Uh, and snow will start to will keep continuing. Oh no, that's not 23 DC. Yeah, MCPS said it'll announce by 7 p.m. So we're just gonna be waiting until they announce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 22 UTC. Oh, MCP just closed. MCP just closed. Montgomery County just closed. Montgomery County Public Schools just closed.
Okay.
Montgomery County Public
Okay. Yeah, Montgomery County is closed.
Code red, and offices are closed.
Let me get this pulled up. Let me get this pulled up. All right, breaking news: Montgomery County has closed
Yep. So
for Wednesday.
as expected.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, this came out at 6:01 p.m. And reminder that code red means all schools and offices are closed. So there you have it.
Yep. Yeah, snow's starting to get really heavy from Montgomery County. I'm gonna take a break just to enjoy the snow a bit.
Yeah, so yeah, right now, yeah, and by the way, if you check that other GC real quick, Dark Shark. Also, if you look on your screen, it looks like that the lanes that have been opened to that seems to be 3 lanes there. So yeah, the lanes are slowly starting to be reopened, but travel is highly discouraged. And I'm just waiting for Dark Shark to come back because I think the team might have an update here soon. But in case you missed it, Montgomery County has announced a code red, meaning that all schools are closed, and this is for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Go ahead and see. Team, do you have an update?
No. Yeah, it's puking snow in Montgomery County right now.
So here is the here is the closure map here, and this hasn't updated to show that Fairfax and now Montgomery have closed. So this is the last time we're likely going to be showing this because this is this is basically outdated at this point. But Northern Virginia is closed, and now Fairfax and Montgomery are closed. And that is from WWG, our partner.
Yeah, Charles County and Alexandria City closed, but that's fine. Montgomery County will be closed.
Yeah.
Road conditions will continue to rapidly deteriorate. I just got a report from Vienna, Fairfax County of 2.8 inches of snow. Okay, wait. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go assess how heavy the rates are actually. So I'll be back in like 10 to 15 minutes.
All right. And yeah, that graphic I just showed, WWG just released a new one, like literally as I showed that outdated one. So, but I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting for a new one to show that Montgomery's closed. So sorry about that. All right, and here's the updated one. And you can see that Montgomery, Fairfax, and Charles are closed. And we're still waiting on the other counties, including DC, to see if they're closed. But our county is closed, and that was announced at 6:01 Eastern time. But yeah, now it's starting to approach the time where you should be off the roadways. And the National Weather Service highly discourages any form of travel unless it's an emergency. And since it's nighttime now, some of the cameras they'll be pretty low quality, so we might be limited on that front. But yeah, you can see here. This is at let me check again. This is right on the border on Interstate 495. You can see a lot of you can see a massive snow pile up along the sides of the roadway. And compared to what we've seen it an hour ago, the streets and roadways are starting to become more and more empty as we leave rush hour traffic. And yeah, right now I'm just waiting for any new updates at this time. And if there isn't, in a few moments, I'll go ahead and recap over everything there is so far. Don't see any new questions yet. And I'm just waiting for Darksha to come back so I can also briefly step away. But yeah, on that accident situation east of Germantown, we are starting to see, and if it's gonna let me pull up the camera here. We are starting to see the lanes, some of the lanes be reopened. It was at only one lane open due to the accident. But now it's up to 3 lanes. But there's still a decent amount of traffic, but that should start clearing up eventually. And yeah, you can see along the interstate, you can see all that traffic there that extends pretty far back. So now let me go ahead and but before recap on everything, let me make sure that I'm not missing any new um updated information here. National Weather Service did put out a new snowfall total snowfall total map that we're going to get into, and they actually bumped up some of the totals. So yeah, that's definitely what we're going to get into in just a second. All right. So yeah, let's go here because they've issued this at 5:51 p.m. Eastern. You can see that compared to the last one, which if I can find that last one, there we go. Yeah, you can see that they bumped up those totals, and I got. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can see that they bumped up those totals compared to the last update. Now up to 8 to 12 inches expected across northern Virginia in Fredericksburg, Warrenton, La Plata, Orange, and yes, basically most of northern Virginia. But you can see that hard cutoff right there. It's not really a cutoff, but compared to this, you can see a massive dip down to 4 to 6 inches in Leesburg, 4 to 6 inches in Washington. Um, and all of MoCo is getting 4 to 6 inches as well. Uh, and that's from one of our team members. And yeah, you can see that in the forecast too. 4 to 6 inches, 4 inches in Baltimore, which I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so yeah, they gone with the lower ends in terms of that. Same for and they gone for the higher end total for Frederick compared to the last graphic here. Let me zoom in on this. So this is from 1:32. This is 5:51 p.m. So this from the last update to the newest update. So yeah, they really upped those totals in Virginia. See if they updated the winter storm severity index. Yeah, and I was just looking for this. Yeah, here's the higher end forecast. However, this is from 4:17 p.m. So this is before they came out with that 8 to 12 inches forecast. But I think this is their most recent higher end forecast. From what the team sent me, 8 inches in Fredericksburg, 8 inches in La Plata, and 6 inches in Washington, 6 inches in Baltimore, 6 inches in Leesburg. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought they sent me the same one for some reason. But yeah, that's the higher end amount. That was that was before they came out with this. So I wonder if their higher end forecast is higher. If they were to release it again, it will be higher this time around. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna pull up the winter storm severity index. All right, yeah, I'm just trying to get that pulled up again. So this is their winter storm severity index. Again, moderate. That you can see that moderate across Virginia into Delaware. Use extra caution while driving. And the National Weather Service did say recently, and basically the entire day, to stay off the roadways unless it's an emergency. And then also we're gonna go ahead and go to. We're gonna go to. Let me try to get this pulled up again. From what I've seen, so from what I'm seeing here, I don't know if this is the same one, but it looks like there is another accident. Let me see. Yes, so this appears to be a different accident right along this. Wait, let me go and get full screen that. That seems to be a different accident in the same area. So now we're dealing with two different accidents east of Germantown. That's something that I'm trying to confirm at this time, but that appears to be the case. Based off the fact they says here 3 lanes here are closed. And going to the camera, let's go to the camera. You can see some of the lights from the first responders over there. So yes. Yep, that is definitely a new accident. And yeah, cars are slowing down as well, trying to push into the other lane. So, 2 accidents basically right next to each other. So this is why you need to stay off the roadways. And let me go ahead and fix this one thing real quick that's showing on screen, because that is not correct. I don't know how long that's been showing up for. Oh. All right, let me fix that. Hold up. It does not want to fix itself, so I might have to take that camera down for a bit. For some reason it just. Okay. Let me see if there's a way I can fix this. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to send this back to our radar. I'll send this back to our radar as I try to fix that camera. See, right now we're waiting for Darkshark to get on, to come back. And just stand by for a second so I can just get this fixed, and then we'll go back to covering this. That's very weird. Why is it doing it? Okay, let me make sure this works. Oh, that's why it's doing that. Okay. Darkshark, you back yet? Assuming not. For some reason, it does not want to. Okay, so for right now, we're just gonna take. We're gonna have to take that camera down for now. So yeah. So yeah, we're just. Well, let's go back to that developing situation where we have another accident across east of Germantown on Interstate 270. And yeah, so this is why the National Weather Service has told people to stay off the roads. And it just looks like that no one's really heeding that right now, which is leading to stuff like this happening. So let's go ahead and yeah, right now we just went over basically every all the most recent information that we have. So I'm just mainly waiting for Darkshark to return, and then we'll go from there. Let's see if the SPC's released anything in terms of message scale discussions. Nope, doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, for any viewers tuning in, yeah, right now we're continuing to cover this winter storm. Montgomery County has closed. And if you're wondering, the Germantown camera, there was some issues with that, so I have to take it off for right now until I can get that fixed later on. But yeah, developing situation as well. East of Germantown is recovering not one, but now two different accidents, basically right next to each other. That is now starting to cause a massive slowdown as well. Let's see. I'm gonna check and see if we got any updates here. So yeah, right now we're kind of in that point, and basically any coverage where we basically covered everything, and we're just waiting for new information. So I've just been kind of recapping every like 5 minutes or so on the most recent information that we have. We don't have any questions from the audience yet, if you want to ask questions, and ask it in the chat, and we'll have someone tell us what you asked, and then we'll either have me or Darkshark answer them. Very soon we might actually be we might actually interview the student member of the board, and we'll have one of our team members ask some questions about the developing situation, and on the Montgomery County closing. So that's coming up. So stay tuned for that. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Tyler, known as Tyler W1231. Darkshark's our weather analyst, and I've been I'm just here showing cameras, showing forecasts, and all that, and filling in for Darkshark when he has to do something. So let's go over to, well, one more time before we go to that interview. If we can get that organized, is again, I know I've been showing this a lot, but I feel like it's just important to show this because again, because again, the National Weather Service highly discourages traveling despite all the people that are currently traveling right now. Because again, you have two accidents basically right next to each other, and that's east of Germantown on Interstate 270, has caused some lanes to be closed. So especially as we go through the overnight hours, stay off the roads unless it's an emergency. Okay, so now we are going to go over to where we're gonna go ahead and interview the student member of the board here. So let's go ahead and tap in into here from our team member interviewing the student member of the board. All right. Hello?
Great. Hi, I'm Arjun, and I'm a fellow member here, helping with moderation and helping more behind the scenes. I'm here with Pernille, our student member of the board, and I have a few basic questions just to start this off. But obviously, Pernille, if you have anything else you would like to add or any other nuance or information,
Yeah, no,
you're welcome to provide it. Yeah.
yeah. Just happy to be here and answer some questions. I know everyone always has a whole host of questions whenever snow days pop up. So, just doing my best to kind of answer what I can and direct people to where their efforts should be held.
So, for members of our audience who are not really as aware about what you do specifically, what does the SMOB do with MCPS?
Yeah, so mainly I just actually just tell people when there's school closures. I'm just kidding. A big portion of what I do is serving as a member on the Board of Education, which really comes down to the oversight and governance of the school system. So when you guys think about what the day-to-day operations are of the school system, That's not necessarily something I have a hand in. That's the work done by the superintendent. But what I do have a hand in is creating policies and looking over general regulation that governs the school system. And so a big part of our oversight function is when things are going right and when things are going wrong, right? So when something is going wrong in the school system, oftentimes students will text me, and my job is to understand, well, is this a one-off issue or is this a more systemic problem? And if it's a systemic problem, then it's something I'll bring up at a board table. If it's a one-off issue, then it's something that I'll just pass on to an MCPS staff member in order to make sure that we kind of get all of that stuff figured out and to help resolve some of those issues as effectively as possible.
Yeah, and real quick, by the way, also, I guess my role in this is that I'll go ahead and give you questions from the audience as well well, what was your name again? I'm sorry, the John.
I'm Arjun.
All
You
right.
got it.
Yeah. While you ask your own questions, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, you can start first.
So I started with that already, but after that, it's what really is MCPS's overall process for weather decisions? Because especially today, I know you have been getting a lot of flack given your way, and we have gotten some on our end for positive or negative. We appreciate our community related to the lack of an early dismissal. So, what would you say is MCPS's overall process for weather decisions?
Yeah, so I mean, MCPS is a very, very large county, right? As we all know. But I think the important thing to understand about schools is schools are different than a lot of other different governmental functions or other sort of systems that we have in place because schools are mainly local, right? Oftentimes you're at a school that's maybe no more than 5 to 6 miles away from your house, right? That's kind of the general sort of dynamic. Unless you're at a magnet school or in certain cases in the DCC or NEC, that might be slightly different, but generally you're at least somewhat close to your school, right? So when you're looking at the decision making process, number one, the first thing to understand is that the Board of Education really isn't involved in it, right? It's the superintendent's decision because again, it's a day-to-day operational component of the school system. So when we're looking at, should we close schools or not, a big portion is, are the roads going to be clear? And also is there going to be like adequate safety, right, in getting home? When you look at the decision for today, I don't know if anybody was looking outside, but at like just around like 2:30 when high school was released, I mean, we were just starting to see some flurries, like across the county, right? As we got closer to 3:30, like it was starting to pick up, but again, nothing was sticking to the road. At that point in time, the air temperature was 37 degrees, and the ground temperature, I believe, was around that same temperature. So, snow was not sticking to the ground, right? One of the changes in processes that's happened now is MCPS basically saying ahead of time what to expect out of the next couple of days. So if you guys were able to see the announcement last night, it basically said, expect a full day on Tuesday. And then they also said at the same time, but we would expect some level of closure on Wednesday as well. So basically not making that decision right then and there, but giving people sort of that heads up compared to what it's been in the past, right? So if you guys remember the time when MCPS kind of reversed that two-hour delay, from that sort of process, I basically went and I said, well, please communicate to students and to families when it's a recommendation or when it's kind of like a warning compared to when it's actually confirmed. And so that's what the change is. And so that's why that's why MCPS said that they'll call it by 7 o'clock tonight. And that's the official call, like they're not going to reverse it. But they also had the announcement yesterday that basically just said, don't plan on school releasing early. And also don't, you could probably plan for school to be closed on Wednesday. So it's a non-committal, but sort of just a really great thing for parents to see, to kind of know, well, maybe I should start getting my plans ready just in case, right? So no one is caught off guard at the last minute. And if we need to make those last minute decisions, right, everyone has some level of forewarning to basically know that, there's a possibility of this happening.
Of course. Thank you so much for that clarity. Tyler, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Nothing myself, but I'm just gonna go through some of these questions that the audience asked. The only real one here is that is there a makeup day at some point due to this?
Yes, there's going to be a day added to the end of the school year, and it is a state law that we have to add days to the end of the school year. But I would hold I would hold your breath on that day being added, right? Like before everyone gets all upset. To kind of just say that MCPS can also file for a waiver, which I know that we're planning on doing, and that waiver would basically say, well, we've had an unnatural number of snow days and days off school, right? And at the same time, we've been having statewide emergencies, or we've been being put into different sets of kind of like weather emergencies, right? Um, and so it's kind of out of our control, and so we don't want to extend the school year too much, because are we actually getting any real learning done? So that's the plan as of right now. If that waiver doesn't go through, we will have to add a day, and it would be to the end of the school year, but that's just kind of something to know.
All right. Thank you very much.
So, just very quickly, for our audience's clarity here. So, would NCPS prefer to add days onto the school year, or turn, say, one of the possible emergency contingency days that are built into the schedule into a early release or half day?
They would rather add days to the end of the school year, and I'll tell you why, right? Oftentimes, when we look at our emergency contingency days for like in the way that we have them on our calendar right now, really it's they're professional days, first of all, right? So they're days designed to allow teachers to get kind of a chance to catch up on their grading, and it usually comes at the end of quarters, or right before spring break and all of those things. But they also often coincide with certain religious holidays, right? So when we talk about, changing one of these contingency days instead of adding in a day to the end of the school year, well, it's not really as simple as just, switching one of these days, but it's also understanding that, oftentimes these dates that we have are kind of dual purpose, right? Number one, to give students a break, but number two, to kind of make sure that we can, offer our diverse community the days off for their religious holidays without having to eat too much into the school year, especially when a lot of these holidays are not federally or state mandated for us to be closed on, right? So kind of just like a courtesy to different communities within MCPS, to basically say, well, we understand that this is an important day for you, so we're gonna close school on these days. Like for example, the Hindu holiday of Diwali, right, is not actually considered a holiday, but instead a professional day, right? Because it's not federally or state mandated for us to close on those days. So we would rather add a day to the end of the school year, just to kind of be cognizant of that, and especially understanding that we have a really large, diverse immigrant population here in MCPS.
That is actually really good to hear. I haven't heard that officially. Well, official in a sense. Thank you for sharing that. And the last major one that I had here was, is there any way specifically that you would prefer for our audience members and community who may have feedback or a perspective related to school related impacts to contact MCPS? Because I'm aware, and as you have stated many times previously, the importance of, well, not importance, but the fact that the BOE doesn't really have a say in this.
Mhm.
So, how would you suppose community members contacting the county about their conditions?
I would say that it's if your conditions are really terrible, right? Like no, MCBS also has people out there, right? A lot of our like many of our staff members have kids in the system too, right? So they understand it. Um, the idea of like, not wanting to send your kids when there's snow on the roads and when it's unsafe. So they're in the same exact boat as the students, right? The important thing that I would say is I think people get it kind of mixed up sometimes is MTPS is really kind of only responsible for the school properties itself, right? And getting kids to and from school. The roads and the sidewalks are the responsibility of the county or your local HOA, right? So when we think about like, for example, um, like a main road that is like covered in snow, right? It's not MCPS's responsibility to clear that road, but what we do rely on is the discretion of the county to basically say this road is cleared or not, right? Because we can't go and check every side street, every road to basically say that the roads are cleared or not, but so we rely on the county to basically tell us that. If a road isn't cleared, right, um, then that responsibility again falls to the county. But the way that you can contact the county is through calling their hotline, which is 311, and that hotline will give you kind of direct access to the snow facilities team, allowing them to kind of take a note of like which streets are not cleared in the county, right? And if an overwhelming majority of those roads are not cleared, if they're getting reports from all across the county that these roads aren't cleared, they're going to pass that information on to MCPS, and that's going to the way that we treat our school closures to some level. But when there's issues at this on the school property, you can send those to me, and I pass those on to MCPS to see what they can do about it. But when there's issues on the roads or the side streets, that's when it's a good idea to call 311 to contact the county to see if they can go ahead and clear those. Because again, MCPS has no control over those, but contacting the county will be the best way to make sure that they have a note of it, and they'll make their decision on whether a majority of the roads are clean or not, based off some of the reports that they're getting from 311 as well.
So, is 311 also a place for reporting issues with sidewalks, or is it mainly restricted to roads? In your experience.
It would mainly be roads. I think sidewalks to some extent, right? Because there are county owned sidewalks, right, within the county. But a lot of the times, like if it's like a sidewalk outside of your home, right, it's either on the homeowner, right, or the HOA to clear those sidewalks. And so the county will look into those sidewalks and to try and make sure they're clean or not, but won't necessarily go out with like with the shovel and start clearing sidewalks, but they may start knocking on some homeowner doors to say like, hey, can you make sure that your sidewalks are cleaned?
So I am reading a question here in the chat about how about using asynchronous days instead of adding a school day? So talking about Code Purple.
Yeah, okay, so two things. So Code Purple doesn't exist, right? As a result of two things. Number one, we don't have enough Chromebooks inside the county for every student to have a device that they can take home. And then number two, asynchronous days well, it's two things actually. So a Code Purple day, so synchronous virtual instruction, would not count towards our towards our state mandated 180 days, right? The other part of that is also an asynchronous day would also not count towards our state mandated 180 days. So it really is no real help to the students, right? To have an asynchronous or virtual day, because at the end of the day it doesn't count towards whatever the to our actually mandated necessary days of school. So when you see like Anne Arundel doing those virtual days, they can either ask for a waiver to kind of say, well, we did a virtual day instead of an in-person day, which is again like you don't know what you're going to get out of that, but it's also really kind of just a way to make sure that instruction is continuous. So you're not really students aren't really going to be getting any days off from that. Like if that's kind of the question out there, but is both logistically impossible to do in our current technological state, and is also legislatively doesn't make sense.
Gotcha. I am waiting here for a update from what is it? Dark Shark. Is there anything that you would like to add regarding to weather updates regarding the radar that we have on our coverage right now?
Let me show that real quick.
Yeah, so
Right
we
there,
just
yeah.
had the heaviest rates in MoCo. It's not gonna stop, but it's gonna take a break for a bit. Then rates will start to get heavy again, 8 to 9 p.m. Our backside's looking good right now, but that was probably, I want to say, 2 inch per hour at its peak. Sustain is probably 1 to 1.5 inch per hour, but yeah, that should have really upped totals. And Tyler probably showed it, but National Weather Service upped the totals for the
Yeah.
entire county. Entire county is under 4 to 6. So I think I still think it's sort of under in like very southern Mocha. I think they're gonna make around for 6 to 7 inches of snow. But the main upside is in like La Plata and like Fairfax, where the zone is expanded to be 6 to 12. And that was what I was thinking earlier. But it's nice to see that I have the National Weather Service also thinks that they're also gonna get 8 to 12 inches. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, sorry.
no, yeah. Uh, I think also on unrelated news, for the first time in 6 seasons, DCA Regan National Airport is probably going to finish above average in snowfall. That's not even including any potential snow to come. So this should put into perspective how bad our winters have been recently, and how this is more of a break from the previous winters. Other stations won't be above average, including Montgomery County, but it's nice to see at least DCA was able to do it. And
Yeah.
we just have more, we have more snow coming out. It's not over. Back end is looks really good right now. It's coming in from West Virginia and Kentucky, Southwest Virginia, and Northeast Tennessee. The back end looks really good. So most likely, the rates will lighten until 7:30. It's to be moderate snow, but just not like the 2 inch per hour rates that we
It,
had earlier. Then it's gonna pick up again 8 to 9, and then it'll end by mid. It'll start slowly end by midnight.
yeah, Dark Shark, I do gotta jump in and say this because this happened just like basically just now. There is a new accident south of Gaithersburg, and there is 2 lanes closed on the northbound lane. I don't have any cameras on it, but that just popped up on my end on the Department of Transportation.
Oh.
Are
Yeah.
you able to provide the exit number near where that's near?
Let me see if it shows it here.
Hold up.
Um,
I'll get some videos. I
yeah,
can.
and Interstate 270 north at exit 910.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just south of Gaithersburg, southwest of Durwood.
Okay, so near the I-200 interchange.
Yes. I don't have any cameras on it, but yeah, that just popped up just about like 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna see if any viewers have asked anything. No, they haven't. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to get a good video to send. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. That was probably the most intense rates I've seen besides that one squall we had in before January 6th, since I want to say 2022. That was probably 2 inch per hour rates.
Yeah, and yeah, right now that's a live lookout there. That's the closest that I have to the accident, but I don't think it's facing directly at it, like the other camera. And you can see a snow pile is pulled over on the side of the road. But yeah,
Yeah, I hope no one was trying to travel during that time period. That's basically impossible. I know the plow came here, but the snow immediately like accumulated right as the plow came. With these type of snowfall rates, the plows can't keep up until after done. So that's why we're very confident in school closing, because the plows literally cannot keep up while it's snowing. It snows faster than they can plow the roads, especially even on main roads, and that's not even excluding the side roads that the county has access to. So we just thought that with the temps being as cold as they were right now and what they were supposed to be in the future, we just thought that it was impossible for them to open. And yeah, it's also
So
27 right now, so that's gonna Salt will have a hard issue working with these type of rates.
So I would just like to give a update here. All lanes are clear at the area of the 2 incidents that we have reported at
yeah,
previously at 270 and Middle. So
yeah. I do want to
if you
provide.
are traveling in those areas, you should be clear.
Yeah, I do want to provide a correction here. It says that it's ruled as a disabled in roadway and not a traffic accident. Doesn't say car accident like the other one did.
So I'm gonna hop in for a second and answer some of the questions I think have been coming to the chat. So one of the questions was, is school gonna be closed Thursday too? I think at this point it's a little too early to tell. I would actually leave it up to our meteorologist before I would make any sort of decision, or make any sort of speculation. But it really just depends on if again if the county can clear the roads throughout the day on Wednesday fast enough and put the salt on the roads, and but because MCPS will have cleared their parking lots through Wednesday, more than likely. And then one of the questions was, as a mob, how much of a say do you have in snow days? So I pass on whatever the students say, but to be honest, there's no codified sort of say that I have in a in the snow day. And again, like the Board of Education as a whole does not really have a say in the snow day really either. So we're basically kind of more or less just informed about what the decisions are. When it comes to the processes for deciding snow days, that's where I was able to have a little bit more of a say. So when we talk about the snow day, that 2 hour delay that was overturned, I was able to work with our superintendent and with our team, with our MCPS team, to basically say, well, I think if we're going to talk about these announcements as being like more than likelies instead of confirmed, let's be very explicit with how we say that. So if you look at the announcement that happened yesterday, we basically saw that instead of them making that decision then and going back or leaving students kind of up in the air about it, they said, you're probably going to have a full day on Tuesday, and we're probably also going to see a change in weather on Wednesday. And so that was the announcement that we got, I believe, last night. And so I think that's kind of important to know in the future, that they're going to kind of continue to try and use that same messaging to basically say, be prepared for this, but there's the possibility of something else, right? And then when they actually announce it, it is more than likely to stick, right? Compared to what it could have been in the past, which might have been like, oh, there's no real kind of confirmation with it, versus now it's basically, once it's announced, it's like 99%. Again, it's never 100% because you never know what's going to change, if there anything that can change, but always going to be like just around 99% confirmed.
Yeah, and more about Thursday specifically. Uh, if we weren't expecting rain, we probably would have gotten delay or something. I mean, I guess it's theoretically possible, but I do not think that it will. The rain should wash up mostly everything. There might be a bit of ice to start with in the northern parts of the county, maybe some sleet, maybe some extra snow, but I think it's gonna mostly be rain, and that should probably help with any roads that are already bad. I could see a potential. We'll look into this more tomorrow. I can see potential where the cold dynamic overperforms and you get a bit more ice, so that makes it doesn't wash it out completely. So that could lead to maybe like a delay due to slush. But it'll warm up tomorrow night and also be raining, so that should probably I think Thursday probably open on time. Maybe a delay at most, but yeah.
Just to jump into here, for any of our new viewers, we have Pernille, which is the Montgomery County student member of the board, as well as many members of our forecasting team, such as Dark Shark here,
Yeah.
answering questions, and Tyler running graphics. My name is Arjun, and I'm helping with moderation. So, if you have any questions, you're welcome to please put them in the chat, and we will
Yeah,
try to
and,
get through as many as possible.
Yeah, and I will tell what questions are being asked if I'm not busy with something. One of the questions just came through is why didn't we release early?
Why did I think I can answer that question, right? I
Yeah.
mean, being 100% honest, if you looked at the roads, if you looked outside the window kind of like at 2:30, 3:30, um there was not really a significant snowfall at that point. And at that same point, you might have to go back and check the weather maps too, but I believe the temperature outside was 37 degrees on the air temperature, and the ground temperature was warmer than that, which meant that the snow was actually not going to stick to the roads, um, especially in Montgomery County. So even if we were experiencing a little bit of snowfall, it wasn't going to stick. As you all can see, you guys all got home safe, right? If so, there was never really any major concern. When there are concerns, we do release early, right? For example, Kennedy High School, they released early because they had a water main break, but that was not the case across the county, right? So that's why we had a full day of school.
All right, thank you for them. Let me see if there's any others that came through. No, there isn't. On Dark
Yeah,
Shark.
and then I think there's one question that said, so how do we get our voices to the mob? You all can always DM me on Instagram. Sometimes I have like a critical mass of DMs and it gets difficult to respond to all of them. But also, email me at my email's up on the website, and that's always something that is always a way that I respond to.
All right, thank you for that. Dark Shark, do you have any update in terms of the weather?
Okay, so
Because we do.
I think this is probably overperformer for this is an overperformer probably for south. I think even south of 70s will be this could be an overperformer. I think all of Montgomery County will see at least 5 inches of snow at this point. Maybe some 6 to 7 inches total in some parts of the county, but uh yeah, and especially for areas south that could see up to 10 to 12 inches of snow. And the back end's looking really good right now. You're gonna have very heavy rates 8 to 9 p.m. again. So I think it's sort of safe to say that since we've already reached the high end amounts of this, I think it's probably gonna be an overperformer. 2 inches in Clarksburg, which is the northern cutoff of where the 2 inch cutoff or the northern cutoff of the snowfall gradient. I think that will lose 4 to 5 inches. I think I I'll go measure probably in a bit, but I think I have like 3 inches in Gaithersburg, and there's probably like 4 to 5 inches, 4 inches in the southern parts of the county. So there's more snow coming. It's not over. You have a bit of a break for now. If you wanted to, I mean, it's not gonna compact anything, turn to ice. But if you want to take a shovel break, so it doesn't get too much, then this would be the time to do so. It's still moderate snow. It's not like it's like light snow or whatever. It's still moderate snow, just not like the super heavy rains that we had earlier.
So, Tyler,
Yeah.
are you able to zoom out a little bit and show some of the snowfall coming in towards the mountains?
Yes. Let me do that. There you go.
Yeah, just so we can get some more clarity here, because it should be to the southwest. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Another question came in. Will schools close on Thursday?
I already answered that, but no, because it's gonna be rain on. There's gonna be rain on Wednesday night that should wash out everything. Maybe a delay if there's a bit of ice and the rain underperforms, doesn't wash out that much snow, but we'll see.
Yeah, again, speaking on the MCPS side of things, as like from what I understand is they're going to be working through Wednesday to clear as well. So odds are that we're not also going to see a closure on Thursday.
All right.
Yeah.
But right now, would it be trending towards 2 hour delay or towards on time on Thursday?
Uh, I'll have to look in more detail tomorrow, but I'd say on time just because the rain should wash out mostly everything and it'll warm up. Tomorrow, tomorrow morning or whatever, tomorrow the afternoon, it will only be like 35. So that's why there's not gonna. I remember 2019 we got 5 to 6 inches of snow and they were able to get a bit of 2 hour delay the next day because it was like 50. But so that's why they closed tomorrow. But I think it warmed to like the 40s to 50s tomorrow night, along with some ice before the rain, and that's also that's probably why Thursday will be on time. I could see a delay, but we'll see. If
Yeah,
it,
I would agree there.
All right. Let's see if we got any new questions. Yeah, the person who asked that just added on to that question. So no chance of closure.
Not no chance, but low chance. Like I wouldn't
yeah,
bet on it.
All
I don't
right.
know if we want to do like if we were talking like snowflakes, I'd give it like maybe like a one, maybe 1.5.
yeah, agreed. But we'll see tomorrow how guidance looks again for if. I think there is potential that the ice can perform a bit more that will prevent a bit from prevent a lot from melting. But I think at that point, most of the roads will be passable. That the county says that we can go back to school. But we'll see. Maybe they do a delay, but I would not bet on it at all.
Yeah, new
Yeah, wouldn't
developing.
bet on it.
Yeah, so yeah, new developing situation. There's now another incident yeah, south of well, more south of Gaithersburg, west of Rockville, on the on ramp here, and it's just completely congested here. And there's a incident symbol here, so something happens, but this camera doesn't show what happened exactly. But I'll give you updates as that develops. Yeah, National Weather Service has been saying basically the entire day, stay off the roadways, especially tonight into the overnight hours.
Um, there's still snow back. I think this overperforming. There's still this is why I was more optimistic about the highest totals, mainly south, right? Because a slider riding a gradient is a good way to get snow, especially when you have a moisture field like this. And it seems like we're seeing the after effects of this with snow still
Yeah,
going
and
on in Indiana and the
yeah,
Illinois border.
yeah, and also since some news came in, Prince George County, those schools have just closed too.
Oh,
In Prince George's County.
And as well, just letting the community know here, many schools are still dealing with some major water main break issues, as the, which has been reported in local media. If you are interested in that, I'm not sure, Tyler, if you're able to bring that up,
Uh,
but
bring
significant
up what again?
portion. There are a lot of water main breaks that are actively impacting many schools in PG, which, in addition to the weather, is going to make operationally getting back to normal a little bit more difficult. As well, the county itself is also having issues getting salt and overall managing its snow infrastructure. So it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses throughout tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually have a group chat of all the Maryland smobs, and we often talk about what our sort of school systems are their status are, and so again, like Prince George's being closed, but that snow infrastructure is not the same as in Montgomery County. They have a slightly different, they definitely have a smaller sort of overall area that they have to cover. Um, and so when you think about like some of our rural counties too that are closed for multiple days on end, uh, you also see that there too because they have a larger area to cover. They have more side streets which are more difficult to um to cover.
Yeah. Uh, okay, so let me just check here.
Oh, Dulles just reported 2.8 inches of snow. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can go measure right now. I'll be back in a
All
bit.
right. Yeah, just let us know how much you measure.
So to clarify the question I just saw here in the chat, so MoCoClosures is a relatively student run, but we also have quite a bit of now turning into adults. Students who are based out of here in Montgomery County, as well as we have a number of affiliates, such as with the Washington, like the
WWG.
WWG group. Yeah, WWG, which is primarily based out of Northern Virginia. So we are not really affiliated officially with MCPS. We get some information through some district sources at times, but most of the time, we learn about closures and weather impacts at the same time as you all do. So we we mainly report, at least on the on season, more about weather closures and the reason that most of you all are here tracking this winter storm. And in the off season, we typically work on school news and then just generally providing weather related updates as we are able to and as they impact the county. So
Yeah.
if you have any further questions, you are welcome to ask them.
Yeah, and if you're curious, for the YouTube channel, in the off season, we're likely going to also be working on some documentaries too. If you're interested in that.
So, Praneel, if you want to answer the question here, why were we, meaning Montgomery County, the only county to have a full day of school?
Yeah, number one, our snow infrastructure is better than most other counties in the state, right? So we're able to more effectively clear our roads, but the salt that we had on our roads kind of did its job, and we were able to not have to worry about snow sticking to the roads. If you looked at like kind of the timing of because I know a lot of people were talking about the federal government closing and Montgomery County government closing. I think there's a couple things to say, and I kind of answered this a similar question before, but the MCPS as a school system, right? Like your individual school is relatively close by you, right? Is not designed like your schools are not, on the other side of the county unless you're maybe at a magnet school, which is very, is not very broadly applicable. So we're not going to close schools just for, a couple of magnet schools. And beyond that, it's also important to note that when we were making the decision to have that early release or not, it was also based on every other sector of government that was closing. Those people had to travel outside of Montgomery County too, and so that's kind of the understanding that was happening there, especially at the federal government and at the county government level. right? And when you looked at the time that they were closing, it was closer to 2 to 2:30, right? And so it was closer to 2, maybe 1 to 2. And when our schools close at 2 to 2:30 to 3, right? Or sorry, 2:30 to 3 to 3:30. It doesn't really make sense to close our schools all the way at 12 for just maybe another half an hour where snow would be falling on the roads, right? And none of that snow sticked. We had very little snow at that point. And so the air temperature was like closer to 37 degrees, and the ground temperature was colder than that. So, or was warmer than that, which meant there really was no safety risk in staying open the whole day. And as you all know, you all got home safe, got home on time. So, with very, very few exceptions for unrelated reasons. So, and then one of the questions was, is MoCo made up of students or staff as a job? So I'm guessing that's referring to MoCoClosures.
Yes, so that is a question for us. So we are made up of students. We are not made up of salaried staff, at least at this point. I'm not sure about the future. I'm not going to pigeonhole myself and let these words, come back to me. But as of right now, we are made up of students from all over Montgomery County who are interested in weather and interested in making sure that our community is updated. And as previously asked, it was asked, February, I believe. So there is a chance of a delay, but due to rainfall that should be happening tomorrow night, there's a very minimal chance of a closure as of this moment. Somewhat of a chance of a delay, but more than likely it's going to be on time, especially for MCPS.
Yeah, and again, like they would add another date to the calendar, but again, be careful. Like we would be very intentional about when we would announce that, because we would also be filing for a waiver from the state to basically say, we've had an unnatural number of snow days, which is true. We've actually had the most number of snow days, I believe, in at least the past 3 to 5 years, right? So that's something, just to be grateful for as students, right? We're having a really incredible amount of snow days. But again, as a as a as a system, we can file for that waiver, and depending on the result of that waiver, we may or may not have to add a date to the calendar. So the comments you get on Insta or other social media from mad students are pointless since you guys don't decide.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the question. Yeah.
Yep. So again, pointless comments. I get pointless comments. When it is an issue with the roads, I always direct people to 311, which is the county number for clearing snow, and they also take a tally of where people are calling in from, and that helps to better inform MCPS, because we get some of our information from the county. But if you really want to make sort of a difference in any sort of snow closure, I would say call 311 to basically say if your roads are not clear or clear. And also, students should just be grateful, honestly, at some points. There are certain days where we've gotten a day off school where maybe we shouldn't have, and certain days where, like, it's kind of like on the fence. But really, again, this is the most number of snow days that we've had in the past 5 years. So the expectation is that you should be going to school. So every day that we have that's off school or different than school is kind of like a gift, right? So attitude of gratitude, guys.
So I'm just reading this in here. I got an update that there has been a decently sized crash at the Springfield interchange in Virginia. Tyler, if you were able to, Springfield. So it's the intersection of 95 and 495. There are some major traffic impacts in that area.
Yeah, I'll try pulling that up. The issue is for some reason the Virginia Department of Transportation website, which is what I use for their cameras, is very, very slow to use. So that might take a minute.
course.
Yeah, right now I'll try getting that pulled up.
Okay, everyone, I have to head out now, but again, like I'll be answering more questions via the the Instagram comments and the DMs and all of that. And I also did want to note that we do have our next student members of the board elections coming up soon. So also just be mindful, like when student members of the board say that they'll impact whether decisions not really possible. What they can do is clarify processes, but that's what I'm just trying to do right now too as well. So as more information about that comes out, I'll be posting that on my Instagram, and of course, collaborating with MoCoClosures as we end kind of the winter season to talk about some of the stuff that the student member of the board does have control over, like the grading policy, which is going to be changing later this year, and definitely doing some sort of collaboration there.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Yeah,
all
thank
your
you.
help.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming out to this stream. Okay, it said that the stream disconnected for like 2 seconds, so hopefully we're back now. But yeah, the student member of the board has just left, but we will remain on for a little bit longer to provide any updates.
Yeah, we're still continuing with some moderate snow. DC has 3 inches of snow. I think they'll probably get 5, 6 inches because it's DCA stuff. Uh, Dallas is at 2.8, I think, and I think BWI is a 1.8. I have to check that though. But yeah.
Yeah, I do see those traffic accidents that was informed of, but since it's nighttime, like all of these cameras that I see are pretty low quality and you can't really see much, but I do see, and I'm gonna see if I can get this pulled up because again this website for some reason is pretty laggy.
So if you need another source of it, I'm also pulling up stuff off Fox 5 Washington. They are doing a level of coverage on there.
Yeah.
Because motorists were seen walking outside their cars trying to move.
Yeah, this isn't from the Springfield one, but there is a massive.
That is yeah.
That is a massive slowdown. That's the closest I could get to another car accident south of Lorton, Virginia. I have located where that Springfield one is, but I can't seem to get a camera there.
So like I'm seeing cameras about troopers shutting down the road, but I do not see the actual incident.
Yeah, I do see that as well. Yeah, here's one of them. You can see it's just like one police vehicle there, and yeah, it looks like they oh, wait, I'm trying to see if I can get a better camera to see that shows it. We're mainly just showing this, even though this is not in our county, just showing you this to stay off the roads. And there's an army of plows right there too. That's coming by.
Do not get on the roads unless you absolutely have to get onto the roads.
Yeah, earlier I think it was about an hour ago at this point, we seen what appears to be a 3-vehicle accident east of Germantown. And then another one happened shortly after, basically right next to it. So yeah, stay off the roadways. National Weather Service has urged people to stay off the roads, especially during this point.
So to answer the question I'm seeing here, that was asked a few minutes ago, us three are not planning to run for the student member of the board. If you are interested to know who's actually running, and you're within Montgomery County, there are a number of people. I believe it's like Peter, Anna, and a few others. So the SMOB nominating convention is going to be happening on February 19th. So it's next Wednesday. And at that point, the final selection for the SMOB will be conducted live with delegates from each of the school districts. And after that point, then messaging and marketing will be created for the final part of the SMOB.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the Maryland Department of Transportation. I'm starting to see a lot more traffic accidents east of Washington D.C. I can count about 5 of them actually. And just an update for that incident near Germantown, east of Germantown. Basically both of the lanes have been fully opened again, but that does not mean that you should be traveling on them. And again, you should only go if it's an absolute emergency. And I want to go back and check out that other incident on the on-ramp, which seems to be blocked off now. And this is east of Rockville. And so they have blocked this on-ramp off. Let me see where this is. This is going to show me. This is along West Montgomery Avenue onto Interstate 270. Doesn't say what exit it is, but one of the on-ramps is blocked off.
Okay, yep. So that is the West Montgomery Avenue exit to the north. So it's looking at the northbound. It's towards Rockville.
Yes, so yes, yeah, right now you're on you're on questions right now because I'm trying to see if there's any new information from the National Weather Service or from the Department of Transportation.
Absolutely. Right now, I don't currently see any questions in the chat, but that may change. If you do have any questions, please do put them in the chat.
Yeah, and if it's a weather-related question, then we'll have Dark Shark answer them because he is our weather analyst. We're trying to. Yeah, it doesn't seem there's anything new that I can see. But I'll go ahead and just show these again. Here's the snowfall total forecast. Again, compared to the last one, this is released at basically 1:30 p.m. Eastern. They have significantly bumped up the totals in Virginia. Before in Fredericksburg it was 6 to 8. Now they have it at 8 to 12. And for our area, it's basically remained the same. Yeah, it is basically the same. Of 4 to 6 inches of snow. And then also, I'm going to repeat this again. Prince George's County has also closed their schools. That happened during our interview with the student member of the board. And I'll go and show this again. So yeah, Prince George's County, that one has closed. I'm gonna see if I can get an updated one because it's the WWG is not updating on my end, so I don't know if they released a new one yet.
Let me check that for you. One moment.
Yeah, because for some reason it's not updating on my end. But yeah, Prince George's County has closed. And of course Montgomery County and Fairfax County. So yeah, we're still waiting on counties that are basically outside our viewing area, but we're still waiting on those, and those will likely be closed. Most of them will likely be closed, based on what we've been seeing so far.
So currently there isn't an updated map. I've contacted them to see if they would be able to.
All right.
Oh, we already have a report near 8 inches. A Department of Highways reports 7.5 inches in St. Mary's County. So that's probably, it's not 8 inches technically, but I'm gonna count it as such. Near southeast is south of Staunton 8.5 inches. Dumfries 5.5 inches. Herndon 3.2 inches. Sykesville 1.5 inches. Lake southwest of Lake Ridge 6.3 inches. South of Fredericksburg is 4 inches. Waynesboro City is 5.5 inches. And for official airports, the Baltimore has 1.8 inches, Dallas has 2.8, and something you don't see very often is DC has the most with 3 inches of snow. And I think DCA will probably make it to above normal February, but we'll see what the back end does. Speaking of the back end, you still have moderate to even some just locally heavy snow continuing in MoCo right now, but the back end is starting to come in, so that should deliver another 2 to 4 inches of snow. So it looks like the county forecast will verify quite well. Uh, I think 4 to 7 inches region wide. Uh, Looking at Frontal Genesis, there's a Frontal Genesis band from Kentucky to West Virginia. There's also one right now that's Richmond. Of course, there's also some Frontal Genesis in Southern Maryland, but there's two main bands that I'm looking at right now, and those will head north. Uh, Hold up.
Yeah. You want me to pull that up?
Yeah, and I'm also gonna try to get some of the other radar. So this is
All right, I got
this
pulled up.
is, yeah, this was my forecast. Yeah, this is my forecast earlier last night, and I think it's doing pretty well right now. I think everyone might be a bit too high for some places in Northern Maryland, but I think most people should still
You are currently, yeah, you're on the wrong screen.
Yeah, I fixed that.
Yeah. That was the first earlier. I think it's going pretty good. Maybe I moved the 8 inch chance. Like I think probably I should have moved it like a bit north, like 15 miles north. But I think this is going pretty decent right now. Maybe DCA itself won't get 6 inches because it's DCA. But I think maybe if I had to change the forecast, I'd maybe move the 2 to 5 up a little bit, move the 4 to 7 also up a little bit, and expand the 6 to 10 and the 8 plus a bit more. Mountains actually. I underdid it for some of the mountains. There was 12-inch plus reports for the mountains. Should have probably said like 5 to 10 or something. But I think this is going pretty decent right now, and I think I don't see any reason to see besides like the southern, like more southern parts of the areas. The moisture from the back end still looks really good. Let me pull that up on radar. I'll send a screenshot. Oh, I can just use Amazon.
Yeah, oh, didn't mean to show that again. I was trying to check questions, but I didn't know it was on that. Okay. Someone also asked, someone asked a question, how to join MoCo for closures.
So we currently right now have staff applications closed. We used to have a lot of staff, and we I've realized that consolidating some of our operations helped us to be a little bit more agile and get items out quicker. So as of right now, our staff number and staff applications are currently closed. But as soon as we determine that we have the level of engagement and the level of activity to necessitate more staff necessary, we will be putting out staff applications across our Instagram and our Twitter.
Yeah.
And you all will be able to apply for that job.
Yeah, and just in case, I think they meant like how to stay updated on closures in Montgomery County.
I don't think that was specifically what that was referring to, but if you do want to remain engaged with our work, we are primarily on Instagram, and we also have accounts and active updates available on our Substack for more detailed reports. On Threads, which we also cross post a lot of the time with our Instagram, and on Twitter. Yes, so students can apply for being a part of the position. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, sorry, I
students are
misread that.
able to apply for that. Now, right now, they are closed, but whenever they are open, we are probably going to be accepting juniors and seniors just for how we have been doing it, but it doesn't mean that we wouldn't be open to anyone else who is qualified.
All right. Let me just look around and give you an update on traffic conditions, which again, you should stay off the roads, which is something that we've been communicating over and over again all night. Here's that here's that situation on that on-ramp that's west of Rockville, and yeah, it's still it looks like it isn't blocked off anymore, but it is completely stopped. Like there is no movement at all. Unfortunately, this camera does not give us a good view of what is happening up there, but something is causing something is causing all this to happen. That could be an accident. That could be Department of Transportation blocking off the road. We don't know.
It was reported to be a collision in that area.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
And
actually, I see that now.
As well, a update from one of our team members here. Carroll County will operate on a 2-hour delay tomorrow, Wednesday, with a reevaluation at 7:15 with the weather conditions at the time. So currently, the weather statuses are Prince George's County is closed, Carroll County is a 2-hour delay, Anne Arundel is on virtual learning, so they are online. Frederick County is on time as of now. Howard County on time as of now. And DC Public Schools is on time. So we will be keeping you all updated through the night, and as we are able to get updates, and as we do get updates across all of our social platforms.
Yeah, so yeah, again, so yeah, well, like you said, yeah, it is confirmed to be a collision now. That just popped up on my ends, and the on-ramp is indeed closed.
Some new reports. 5.8 inches west of Waldorf. Dale City 5.5 inches. Fairfax Station 5.3 inches. Compton 5.5 inches. Chancellorsville 5 inches. Manassas Park 4.6 inches. Crofton 2.6 inches, and I just measured 2.5 inches. Norbeck 2.3 inches, Elkridge 2.0 inches, and Churchville has 1.1 inches of snow so far.
Yeah, now just waiting for new information. Let's see if we have any new questions. No, we don't. Okay. Thank you for tuning in so far. You're currently tuning into MoCoClosures as we continue to cover this winter storm. We are providing forecast updates, traffic updates, and we are also answering your questions at this time. And yeah, we also been starting to uptick in incidents and accidents in eastern Washington D.C. Right now I can count about like five of them across eastern Washington D.C. And then there's been a fair amount of accidents along. I'll pull this up here. There's been a fair amount of accidents along this stretch of Interstate 270 from Germantown all the way to west of Rockville.
Yeah.
So Tyler, could you check our managing chat for a moment?
The chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, here's an update on that developing situation west of Rockville. And yeah, that on-ramp is still completely closed due to a traffic accident that we cannot see on the camera. But yeah, right now it's completely shut down.
Yeah, right now there's a lull of precipitation that's heading south. So Still be good snow, but it'll be light to moderate snow probably. Then as we wait for the back end to come in, yeah, as we wait for the back end to come in. It'll come in like next hour or two, and then it's probably gonna drop an extra 2 to 4 inches. But yeah.
Yeah, Darktrack, I'm gonna ask you this question. Are we starting to like exit the peak of this
Uh,
for our
yeah,
area?
yeah. This is the first round of precipitation. Yeah, but it's a 2 round system, so the back end will be coming in soon, and then that's gonna probably give you. That's gonna give you an extra 1 to 2. So, it's gonna give you an extra 2 to 4 inches. So yeah, we're in a bit of a break for a bit. I mean, it's still snowing pretty good, but it's not heavy, and you'll probably get like an extra inch maybe. But yeah, and the back end comes in, and you'll get that. That'll be the end for the storm. And back end will probably come in like I'd say an hour or two. So yeah.
Because I'm just trying to figure out what could be like a stopping point for this stream.
We could take a break now if you want.
Uh, we'll stay here, but yeah, we pretty much covered everything. I think at about like 2 minutes, then we could go ahead and just recap like everything to this point.
Uh,
I also want to provide a let me go ahead and just get this. I don't know. So south of Gaithersburg, you can see on the interchange here, there's a significant slowdown. It doesn't say there's an incident here, but there is a fairly significant slowdown, so that something might have just happened there.
I think the traffic comes.
Yeah, and this is the closest camera I have to it. And you can see some lights over there that could just be plows. But
Those are cars exiting the on ramp.
no. Like way out there. Like way out there.
Okay,
It's
I
very
see
hard
it.
to tell. But I do see a slowdown. Oh, so sorry if you hear that. But yeah, there's a fairly significant slowdown there. That's in line with this on the screen. Just trying to see. Oh yeah. So yeah, this camera turned to show it. Yeah, there's a very significant slowdown. So, we'll see if they show if an incident or something happens, or if it or what. But yeah, I just want to go in and show that that's south of Gaithersburg.
Baltimore County's switching to virtual learning.
Baltimore County.
Say
Yep.
county or
Alright.
city? Let's confirm it.
Baltimore County, yeah, not city.
Okay, so the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue system has responded to 20 crashes in less than 2 hours this evening. So, in addition to the, I believe, like 6 crashes that we've already showed you here on this stream, hopefully that emphasizes please stay off the roads.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at all the
Please.
cameras. I've been looking at all the cameras, and there's just still so many people on the roads despite the warnings. And there you go. We were having crashes because of it.
Oh yeah, Montgomery College just closed as well. Code red for Montgomery College as well.
Tyler, if you want to go, well,
Yeah,
sorry, Dark Shark, if you want to go check the chat.
yeah. I'll wait for that to get confirmed before I show it. But that's an updated
Yeah.
school closures map for the viewers that are wondering. Provided by a partner, WWG.
I think that's right. I think
So
Howard.
has Frederick issued any updates yet?
I don't think so. Well, let's check.
Okay,
Uh,
so Frederick has said that they're only going to make their decision by 5:30. So
Okay.
yeah, they're not making their decision now.
Yeah, expected.
Yep, Howard County has still not issued anything. Their website is still updated about this afternoon.
Oh, Baltimore City closed.
That too? Or
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's cool.
So, it it appears that every single county will has closed or gone virtual. I don't know about DC though. DC might probably open, but we'll see. Maybe 2 hour delay or something. Because
DC should be going on a 2-hour delay for the sake of the kids.
yeah, because no, but DC is really easy to. It's a small area, so
I mean, it's also because they're all cities, and then every single one of those streets has to be plowed anyway.
yeah.
Oh, and it looks like we got a visitor here in DC, Jim Cantori.
Yep, he is here along with I think Mark. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Okay, so
All
as
right.
of right now, we have an updated map.
All right. I'll go ahead and
Available.
show that. Let me get that. Wait. Okay. Wait. Let me just. Wait. There's still a bit of debate going on. Wait for that to clear up.
A report of
Oh, okay.
Manassas of 6 inches. Wow.
See, here is the map from WWG. You can see that Baltimore County has turned into virtual, and all these counties over here are now closed. And Baltimore, the city itself, has also closed. And the Carroll and Hartford are on a 2-hour delay. We're still waiting on Howard, DC, and Frederick at this time.
So the reason that we make that distinction with DC is that due to DC's relatively small size, and as well, it's the DC public schools' historical, like pessimistic attitude towards school closures. Typically, it is very unlikely for DC to close. If DC closes, that tells that something really significant has happened.
Yeah, DC is
So
also like a really
it
small.
very rarely closes, especially because it's so small.
Yeah.
So, like, if we are just going back to the map for a moment, the size
Yeah, let me go
comparison between DC and Montgomery County is good. So it's like a factor of 5 or 6 times bigger Montgomery County compared to DC. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the difference between the old map and the new map. If people are wondering of how many places are starting to announce if they're closing or not. So yeah, this is from 6:07 Eastern, and this is from 7:50 Eastern. So yeah, we're waiting on DC, Howard, and Frederick.
I think Howard probably closes. Frederick will be hard because a lot of the northern kind just delayed because they have less snow in general. So we'll see.
Yeah, and again, there's here's here's an update on that situation west of Rockville, and yeah, it's still closed off. Did you have any information on like the collision itself, like how many like cars are involved? Do you have any information on that?
So I do not currently have anything that has been issued publicly, outside of really what has been available here. I mean, looking at this, it seems to me that a vehicle's off the road
Yeah.
because that was reported earlier. Also, major breaking news: Arlington County is now closed.
Arlington
So,
County, okay.
So that is the county immediately across the river from DC.
All right.
Hyattsville and Prince George County reports 3.3 inches. So it's actually seems a bit low, but it's whatever.
Northwest of Chevy Chase, if I show this here, the roads here are completely bumper to bumper. Northwest of Chevy Chase on Interstate 495.
So, have there been any reported incidents in that area?
No, it doesn't show. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, it doesn't
So,
show
are you
anything.
referring to the near exit 33 or near the 495 in Old Georgetown?
Yeah, the only thing I have is that it's just northwest of Chevy Chase, like on the like on the north, kind of like in the northwestern outskirts of Washington
Yeah,
D.C.
because there are like 3 areas of major slowdown. Are you talking about that longer stretch? Or
If you're referring to that one, I think I know you're one you're referring to. I'm referring to one just the southeast of it. It's kind of a smaller one.
okay, I got it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty severe, but it does look like it's moving still. So
Yeah, but before I connected into it, it looked like everyone was completely stopped before I connected to it. So yeah, it looks like traffic is starting to slowly move along now.
Uh, a mixing line starting to push a bit north again, but it doesn't really mean much at this moment. Yeah, yeah. Now it's just back. There's still a lot of moisture coming in from the west, but we're definitely in a lull for a bit now.
And when do you expect that to pick back up again?
And 1 to 2 hours.
All right.
So we are getting reports of multiple buses stopped at 14th Street Northwest.
Yep, I'm showing that now.
Yep.
This is 14th Street Northwest, if you know where that is exactly. You know, we actually do have a video too attached.
It's not DC.
Yes, it is in DC.
Yes.
It looks like I'm not presuming what's happening here, but it looks like they're stuck.
Yeah, I'm showing a video right now if you see that.
Okay, so related to the question I'm seeing here in the chat, so we are students, and some of us here are adults, like young adults, not like 50. But we are the students who are managing this, student members who are staff. So because MoCoClosures is a student based and student run account and student run uh, like avenue of information, we are, I would say both.
Yeah, and by just to give proper credit, that video was by from Anthony D. For those for the videos of those buses stopped, just to give proper credit there.
So for some context, this 14th Street is relatively near Rock. It's along Rock Creek Park, relatively near Catholic University, and that's our Washington Hospital and parts of the Grand Line. So this is pretty well and deep into DC.
Yeah. And despite all of the warnings from the National Weather Service and advice to stay off the roads, there's just been a lot of people on these roads, which is a bad thing. As you can see here. This is on I-270. And let me just give you an exact location. This is southwest of North Bethesda.
So just as a update here, in case you were not aware, as of earlier this morning, George Washington Parkway was closed due to dangerous roadway conditions and the ongoing construction with this snow creating ongoing hazards. So if you are planning to, if you have any flights out of DC tomorrow, I don't think they're going to operate. But if any of you have any flights through Thursday, plan for the parkway being closed. So you may need to take the Glen Echo Parkway and find alternative routes to get to your destination.
Yeah, and here's a quick look on the traffic map all across Washington here, and compared to what we've seen it since the start of the stream, it's just filled with yellows and reds, and we've been having more and more traffic accidents, mainly on the eastern part of DC, and we're also monitoring that situation west of Rockville, where we've been having accidents along that kind of stretch of Interstate 270.
And I'm looking at the split of 270 and 270 spur approaching 495. There is a lot of congestion making its way towards 495 towards the Legion Bridge.
Mhm.
That we may need to report on.
Yeah, and I'll try.
It doesn't look like it's related to an accident, but that whole area is just heavily delayed right now.
Yeah, and I'll try getting to that because right now none of the cameras are loading. Okay, there we go. I just need to get this fixed. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna go back to radar. Okay, so I think we're gonna be winding down here in a moment. I'm just gonna go through and just get a recap on everything. So Darkstrick, you there? Okay. Wait. Trying to get a recap in terms of the weather and the forecast from Darkshark. But in the meantime, if you want to if you want to recap on anything else, then you can. For some reason, I forgot your name again.
Oh, of course. Hi, I'm Arjun.
Yeah, Arjun. If you want to recap on anything on what you know best.
So right now, as pretty clearly here, as we can see through our entire region, we are being blanketed in Winter Storm Harlow, which has been moving from Tennessee up towards this area. Currently, the storm started really approaching our region with light stickage on non-roadway surfaces, basically around 2 o'clock, and has been moving northeast throughout it. Right now, multiple parts of our region have been facing pretty high amounts of snow coverage, particularly areas south of DC. So, looking at the radar right now, we are getting many reports of around between 4.5 and 6 inches south of DC. So, Manassas, Dumfries, La Plata, Prince Frederick, and other areas. And towards the north, we're getting between right now at least 2.5 inches, now currently approaching into 3 inches. So overall, this is looking to be not the most impactful storm we've had in a while, but a pretty large amount of stickage. Right now, we are waiting on the back end of the storm front to arrive within 1 to 2 hours. And at that point, if we feel like it is appropriate for us to come back online and provide additional commentary that is different and a little bit more updated than what we're speaking right now, we will certainly get back online with our live coverage. Otherwise, if any of the viewers watching, any of you all are interested in our coverage, we will be providing live updates on our Instagram at MoCoClosures, on our Twitter, on our threads, with more extended deep dives and coverage, like longer form coverage that is a little bit more infrequent on our Substack if you'd like to read. It's been an honor being with you all. I'm Arjun. Tyler?
All right, and yeah, Darkshark won't be available for the weather recap side of things. So I think we'll just wrap it up here. So thank you for tuning into MoCoClosures. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel for when we go live again, and as well as we focus on the off season and focus a bit more on this channel. But yeah, thank you for watching. This has been MoCoClosures. Stay safe out there.